So I filmed this video back in June this year for Pride Month, and as you can tell when you watch this video later on, this is many months later. I did finish the dress in the time frame that I allotted myself, as I explain later in the video. However, life happened and I didn't get to finish editing I didn't get to finish the reveal shot. So here I am getting this thing done for you. A couple things I learned during this process, which I think I mentioned in the video, is one, the use of patterns. Patterns are very nice to have when you're sewing instead of just trying to draw it freehand-ish. That doesn't go great. The second thing is that I have a really hard time filming while I'm sewing, like doing two creative-ish things at once. Apparently not that great. Also, since I was learning how to sew and learning how to use my machine, it was hard to focus on that and also make sure that I got the footage. So there are a couple points in the video where it like jumps from one point to another without really explaining what happened in the middle. So I apologize for that. I now still have no idea what happened in what order. I also don't really think that it matters that much. The point is, I got it done. I got the dress. I've worn it several times. I like it, and I hope you will too. So here you go, from June 2021. Hurusara, it's Pride Month. Happy Pride! And I realized that I don't have any like bisexual colored or flag clothes or anything to celebrate with, so I decided I'm going to sew a bisexual flag dress pattern after this dress, which, as you know, is basically just a giant rectangle. So I figured that's simple enough, I should be able to do that. I was hoping to get the dress done by, well, today, because I have a photo that's going to be exhibited up at the Pride Gardens in Salt Lake today, and I wanted to wear that to that, but unfortunately it is not finished yet. So hopefully I can have it done by this evening, when Jake and I are going to go to a Pride Crafts night. So I better get started. The dogs are playing in the background, so ignore them, but this is as far as I've come. So what I've done is like marked and pinned together all the panels, and there are 2 of these, and I need to sew them together. I'm also realizing the benefit of patterns in sewing, because I basically just like, I measured this out, tried to figure out where all the seams were, and like roughly drew it out on a receipt. I drew out all the things I needed to sew, the alterations I wanted to make, because there are some things I don't like about this dress. Oh really, Pepper Girl? I didn't like cut it out on paper or anything and trace it. No, I just decided to try to like freehand it with basically with a ruler and a box. I use this to draw straight lines, which, if you can tell, not very straight, so not a great idea. And then it wasn't until this morning that I realized I have this that I could have used, but oh well. I did not finish it in time for that event, but I have decided that I'm going to get it finished within the next 7 days, because my classes are finally over and I can focus on what I want during my free time, and I'm excited for that. So I will get this dress done, and let me show you how far I got, which wasn't very far. I have sewn the 3 panels together, not that well, mind you, because I have not really sewn anything before, but I still need to press the seams and sew the rest of it, basically. So I can't quite remember what I did here, but what I should have done is probably press these seams before I then sewed these seams on, because then I don't remember what happened or what I was thinking, but I ended up like going back and like sewing this after I'd sewn both of these, and so now it's just like weird. So I think I am going to split these seams up again and then press all the seams, and then maybe like once they're actually down, if I need to, I can sew this down, but like that is the goal for right now. So I started to press and pin the bottom hemline and was just about to move on to the top down there when I realized that on this dress the bottom hem was done after the side had been hemmed and sewed down, which I don't think would be that much of an issue if I did it the other way, but I feel like it might create some bulk. I also saw this is what the arms look like, that it's kind of like hemmed and then like folded, and then the rest of it gets stitched together here. And this is all done once again after the sides have been stitched together. And obviously I'm saying all this and I have not yet started on the sides. I was going to do that after, but I think I need to do that first and then pin and sew this. And obviously the bottom is going to be a little bit different from the top. So we'll start over and see how this goes. So I'm realizing how bad I am at updating as I'm sewing. I just keep going and forget to say what's happening. So I have now sewn these top two, or these panels together. I have created sleeves, which didn't come out exactly how I wanted them, but I think that they're good enough. I have made a pin where I'm going to place the top button, and then I will mark where the rest of the buttons will be. I really wish that I had a full-length mirror, but I do not. The only problem is that this bottom panel does not line up. Now I'm going to mark where I'm going to re-sew that to make it straight. I'm going to mark where all the buttons are going to be so that I can, well, get buttons and then sew them. I need to figure out how I want to finish the inside seams, hemming, whatever it's called. I feel like most of this adventure so far has just been me trying to get to know my machine and how the freak this thing works. Which, every time that I figure something out, I'm like, duh, that was not that hard. But, you know, oh well. So, here are all my practice runs at sewing buttonholes. So I was like scouring the internet for like, how do I sew buttonholes on a machine without a buttonhole foot? Because I was like, I don't have a buttonhole foot. Like, how do I do this? And like all the videos were like, do this thing, and like my machine's not doing this thing. And then I actually looked at the instructions. And it's like, hey look, you have a buttonhole foot with this machine. And so I found it. Wow. I found it. I attached it. I practiced. I think I'm ready. I got the size I want. I'm not super happy with how they look, but if it works, it works, I guess. We'll figure it out. So now I'm gonna mark where all the buttonholes are gonna be, sew the buttonholes, sew the buttons, and then this dress will finally be done. I'm so excited to be able to wear it and like do stuff with it, not just sew it. Moment of truth, I guess. It fits! I'm so happy.